guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Paula, I'm the owner of Evergrace Nail Lounge here in Howden. Today's video is all about pigments and ombre and also a little bit of 3D work as well, creating your own acrylic powder using pigments. The pigments that I use are Be Creative pigments, absolutely stunning colours and also shimmers and that type of thing within these pigments, so they're absolutely perfect for this mermaid set. I hope you like this video guys. I'm going to link all of the products that I use down below so you can take a look at those. Some of the products that I do use affiliate links to. They are products that I use on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't mean any difference to you with regards to cost, but I do receive a little bit of a kickback if you purchase that product. Okay, so just thought I'd let you know that. As I say, they are all products that I use every day of my working life, so I hope you enjoy them too. So let's crack on. This is the video. If you like this video, please like on the video toolbar, and also if you haven't already, please subscribe and click the bell, and then you will receive a notification when I upload a new video each time. So I hope you enjoy it guys. Here's the video. Take care. Okay, so here's the set that we're going to be creating today. I had an order from one of my clients for some mermaid nails, and she wanted green and purple incorporated into there, so this is what I came up with, some ombres and some scales. Absolutely stunning set. She absolutely loves them, so I think that's a big win. And this design is quite easy to achieve. I've started off with my usual prep for press on nails with my Flexi Builder base, a couple of coats of that, and then a couple of coats of white gel polish or white wedding. And then here I am just sort of choosing my pigments. Now the pigments that I use are Be Creative pigments. I believe these were the first pigments to come out on the market, and they are absolutely stunning. They've got beautiful shimmer to them. I've got every single pigment that Be Creative has ever brought out to the market, so that just tells you just how much I love these. They're so versatile. They can be used to press into the inhibition layer of gel polish. They can be mixed to make your own acrylic powders. They can be mixed with gel to create a coloured gel, and I use these quite often, not only in my art but in competition pieces as well. So I'm just sorting myself out. I just wanted to get a number of these pigments out just so that I could pick between as I was going along. So I've got my little brush here. It's a flat-ended brush, which makes it easier to pick the pigments up. So the little pinky nail, I'm just going into Cliffhanger, which is this gorgeous diamondy type sort of shade in blue, and I wanted a full nail of that. So as you can see, it's really easy just to press it into the inhibition layer and build that colour up. So I'm just choosing the pigments for the ombre. So I'm staying with Cliffhanger. I'm then going to go into Ocean. And all I want to do here is start off with my first colour as a solid at the top and then bleed that out gently as I go down the nail. The next colour I'll start a little bit away from where I'd ended up with Cliffhanger, and this is Ocean, and then bleed that up into Cliffhanger. And that's how you get an absolutely beautiful ombre. So I'm just making sure my pigment is where I need it to be and just bleeding that ocean down slightly. And then this next colour is Flip Flops, which is a beautiful purple colour. So again, I start off down at the bottom and then bleed that up towards Ocean. And then sometimes I'll go back in with my previous colour and then just pull that down or dab that down over the purple. So as you can see there, it creates a beautiful blend. It's got to be one of the easiest ways to create an ombre. If you really struggle creating ombres, whether they be with gel polish or acrylic, you know, pigments really do the job for you. They're so easy to use, and it's just a matter of pressing it into that inhibition layer. So my next ombre, I want to use a little bit more of a dramatic colour here, so I am going in with It's a Tragedy. And this one, and it's absolutely stunning deep green with a beautiful metallic type sort of colour. So with these pigment ombres, you need to be going in with your lightest colour first. There's no good trying to start off with a dark colour and then bleed into a lighter colour, because you may have remnants of the dark colour on your brush and then you're just making a holy mess. So start off with your lightest colour. Again, the same process. You've got a solid up at the top and then bleed that down a little bit. And then with your next colour, I've changed my mind there, I'm not going to go in with the green next, I'm going to go in with flip-flops next. So again, start that off a little way away from where you'd left off with Cliffhanger, and then bleed that, sorry, not Cliffhanger, that one is Ocean, sorry. So yeah, I'm just bleeding that up into Ocean, and sometimes I go back in with a previous colour and come back down again, just to make sure that that blend is nice and smooth. And then I'm going back into It's a Tragedy. And what I tend to do as well, pick the pigment up and then tap it into the lid, and that just helps all the pigment to disperse among the bristles of the brush, so you've not got like a splodge of pigment. There you go, I'm just going over that, just making sure everything's all nicely blended. Got a nice deep colour at the bottom of the free edge of the nail. Don't forget to cap as well. You've capped the nail in your gel polish, you need to make sure that you cover that cap with the pigment. So on to the next ombre, and I'm going to go back in with Cliffhanger and create another ombre on this index finger. So again, you've seen this process. It's not you know, any different from the other two nails. You start off with your first colour, create a block, bleed it down. Your second colour, start off a little bit further away from where your last colour is finished and bleed that up. And then your next colour, start that off a little bit away from your previous colour and bleed up again. I do sometimes, as I say, go back in with my previous colour just to make sure that the blend is nice and smooth. And all we're doing is tip-tapping that pigment onto the inhibition layer. And then into flip-flop. These colours are really beautiful to blend together. They suit each other so much and blend so well together. It's an absolutely gorgeous set. Yeah, just making sure it's all capped. And then for the thumbnail, I decided that I was going to put It's a Tragedy on the whole entire nail. Give it a bit more drama. From the drama collection. Each set of pigments are from a particular collection. So It's a Tragedy is from the Drama collection. So is Cliffhanger. Flip Flops is from Brights. And Ocean is from Brights. So if you have a look on Sam Biddle's website, you will find them. I'll pop a link below so that you can get to see those pigments. So there we go, that's all of the pigments created. Next I'm going to go in with my Joker Shine. Now I keep two separate top glosses separate. This top gloss I use on my glitter nails and also on pigment nails as well, just so that I'm not contaminating my top gloss that I use on gel polish. There's nothing worse than using a top gloss on a gel polish and you end up with the odd little speck of glitter in the middle of your nice red set that's not supposed to have any glitter on it. So it's always best to keep it separate. Now if this was on a human being, I would tend to use Flexi Builder base on top of the pigments, just to make sure that the pigments are protected. But as these are press on nails, then 2 coats of top gloss is fine. It'll keep it in place and keep it looking gorgeous. So yeah, I'm just making sure that I'm covering that nail. Now I pop the gloss down, I don't drag it down the nail, I guide the gloss down the nail. If you try to drag it down the nail, then you've got a chance of taking the pigment off. So it's just guiding that gel polish or that top coat down the nail. So here I'm going in with my clear Mystic Nails powder. I'm going to use Flip Flops first, because that's the purple at the end of the nail that I'm going to be working on. So I want a couple of 3 scoops of clear powder and then a little scoop of Flip Flops, and then mix that together, and then we're creating our own design powder. See how versatile these pigments are? They're absolutely amazing. If you haven't got pigments in your kit, then you're missing out. You really need to grab some. There we go, so I've mixed my acrylic powder there, and then I can go in with my ring finger nail and create some scales. So I'm going to be mixing the pigment that I have put down on the nail with the acrylic powder, so that I create the pigment, the ombre in the scales as well, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean when you watch. So when you're doing 3D work, you just need to grab a small bead of acrylic powder and then pat and pull that into place where you want it to be. Now the maximum moulding stage is when it starts to go slightly dull, and that's when you can mould that bead and push it where you want it to go, and it will stay. So I'm just creating the scales along the nail. So again, just making sure that they don't touch each other, because I don't want lapping scales. I just want the scales in place side by side. Now, as I say, I picked this technique up from one of Kirsty Meakin's videos. I think she used white acrylic powder and then tinted that with metallic polish. So I don't have any metallic polish, so I thought I would make my own acrylic powders to match the ombre underneath. So versatile. It's yeah, I'm so glad I found pigments. They're fantastic things to work with. There we go, so it's just a matter of repeating the process. Once I've finished my purple layers, I then mix a new acrylic powder up using my Mystic Nails Clear, 2 or 3 scoops into a separate pot, and then pop in a scoop of Ocean and mixing it up and so on and forth and so forth. So I shall let you watch this next bit in peace, pop some music on for you so you can watch along, and I shall see you in a short while. Right, so that's all the scales done. Just to make sure that the scales don't overrun the nail and make it uncomfortable for my client to wear, so I'm just taking the edges off with a file just to keep it nice and slim and comfortable to wear. So although I loved this nail as it was, I just wanted to give it a little bit more shimmer with it being mermaid style, so I'm going in with my Joker Shine No White top coat, and I'm just keeping the gel really thin. I don't want it flooding the scales, and that would completely defeat the object. So I just want the No White top coat popping on there just very thinly. Got my XOXO powder, which is a gorgeous shimmer, and I'm just going to chrome that into the flakes. So I'm just rubbing it down, making sure that that powder is fully chromed, dust it off, and then again another very thin layer of No White top coat just to protect that chromed pigment. Again, another usage for the pigments is chroming. They make absolutely beautiful chromes. Just keeping it nice and thin, coating each scale just to protect what we've already done. Being careful not to flood those scales with gel polish, or top coat should I say. Keep it nice and thin and work your way up the nail, getting into those nooks and crannies, but as I say, not flooding. And then once that's done, it's into the lamp to cure. So you can see there it just gives it a nice shimmer using that chromed powder on top, trying to reflect a mermaid's tail. There we go. So what do you think, guys? Nice? So this is the end set. Hope you enjoyed that little video. If it's something that you feel that you want to have a go at yourself, then please feel free to check out the comments below. I shall put links to all of the products that I've used in this video, along with a link to Kirsty Meakin's video as well, so you can see how she created her scales. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Remember to like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and there will be plenty more videos to come. Thanks a lot then, take care, bye!